Hey guys, what's up? My name is Rena from Snowworks Crochet, and I think in today's video we should do a little bit of a casual crochet and chat type of thing. So I want to give you some updates in general about life and just some of my crochet projects. So as we, chit chat a little bit, I'm gonna work on my temperature blanket. It is the 24th of January. And so far I have done 9 rows. So January has been so cold. Midway through, I actually decided to change one part about my temperature blanket because I was getting tired of having the same color throughout the entire month of January. What I decided to do is kind of adjust my temperature ranges a little bit, that everything that is 32 degrees Fahrenheit and below will be this cornflower blue, and then 33 to 41 will be the cerulean blue, and then everything else is the same. Whereas before it was 36 to 41, that was cerulean blue. Changed it. I'm hoping that it's not gonna be as samey. To some extent, the ends will be woven in. It's been so cold recently. It's actually ridiculous. I think the other day the high was like -5 degrees or something like that. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. It feels like that at least. All over the US, the winters have been pretty bad. For example, I think last week, all my friends and family got snow in Houston, like 6 inches of snow, which hasn't happened since the 1960s. So that's kind of wild. I was kind of shocked to wake up to a bunch of Facebook posts and Snapchats of everybody having snow days and playing in the snow. The most shocking thing, in my opinion, was that everyone still had power. To me, this is shocking because I was actually there last time there was snow. They actually invested in the power grid. So, I mean, to some extent, it's a good thing that something was done, but also it's still kind of bad that we have record winters everywhere. It's not a good thing long term. But I'm tracking the weather here in Pittsburgh, and with the weather being stupid cold right now, my temperature blanket's looking a little bit dull in my opinion. But I have been doing the whole weave in your ends as you go, but like there were only 2 ends to weave in so far, minus this one. Everything else has stayed the same, which kind of makes it less interesting as a temperature blanket in my opinion, but easier to crochet at least. And other news, I did get an Etsy sale, which was super wild. I still did not expect that. I'll take it, but I was definitely not expecting it. When I got the notification at work, I was giddy, but ever since I got that one sale, I've been getting spam messages on Etsy, which was not fun because I'm pretty sure they're all trying to scam me out of money. But since my Etsy sale, I have been wanting to add different items to my Etsy shop. The 2 things for consideration are bookmarks and coasters. Coasters, let me show you what I have. I was thinking a coaster design kind of like this almost, except in more, I guess, trendy colors. I'll have one that's like, yellow, white and yellow. I was thinking of making sets. Another thing I was considering were bookmarks. So these aren't complete yet, but these are lace bookmarks. I think her name is Julie Hart or Draguna. She makes very beautiful lace motifs, and so I was thinking bookmarks. This was an idea, and then this was also an idea. I'm liking this one better because this bookmark utilizes the mile a minute stitch, which I think is really pretty, and I think it looks really good with variegated yarn especially. So I was thinking of that, but with different types of variegated yarn. And my friend gave me the idea to name all the bookmarks after AO3 tags, and I think that's a wonderful idea. And for those of you who don't know what AO3 is a fan fiction website for all of the fandoms. I don't remember how it's unique compared to like Wattpad and fanfiction.net, but going back to the bookmark idea, I really like the idea of having them named after AO3 tags. And I mean, I say AO3 tags, but they're mostly just romance tags like fluff, meet cute, friends to lovers, enemies to lovers, childhood friend, coffee shop AU. I decided to narrow it down to about 8, and now I just need to figure out what colors and what tags I should have. And I think I'll get to that because I really like it a lot. And I'm really excited because I really do enjoy making the lace bookmark. Outside of that idea and the coaster idea, I actually recently made a hooded scarf using like Premier Puzzle yarn. It's kind of awoken a appreciation for chunky yarn almost. Let me show it to you real quick. So this is the hooded scarf that I made. It looks pretty elegant, and then here's the hood. The hood's not as warm as I would have liked it. This is giving off more of a high fashion vibe than like functional warmth vibe. So I might need to make some adjustments, but I did enjoy making this. It actually allowed me to use a yarn that I bought on an impulse, and I made a project out of it. Part of me wants to sell it, but the other part of me is like, I'm half attached to it, but I also am like conflicted on whether I would want to sell it or not, because maybe I'm just very critical about my work, but I don't know, like I can see it going both ways whether I sell this or not. So let me know in the comments if you'd actually want it. But I don't know. I have worn it a couple times, but I think I'll have to see. I'll think about whether I sell this or not. So I've kind of been filming. To some extent, I have been pretty consistent with my upload schedule of twice a week. But part of me, ever since I got back from Houston, part of me feels like I've been kind of like chilling out what I've been putting into my YouTube channel a little bit, and I don't know why. Maybe it's the fact that I had to go back to my full-time job, which, I mean, I'm sure that's actually the reason why. I've definitely still been on kind of a social media grind, but not to the extent that I feel like I was earlier, where I had an overflowing amount of ideas. But I still have a lot of ideas I want to pursue and make and all that. Speaking of which, I did actually release a pattern recently. I think by the time this video is out, it will actually be Chinese New Year. But I made that pattern in my last upload about making a Chinese New Year pattern. I kind of shamelessly submitted it to a reacting to my followers makes video. And the one thing that she said that has got my gears rolling again was she hadn't seen a lot of tapestries be hung diagonally. And it got me thinking maybe I could try making more diagonal tapestries. I actually think one of those like customizable garlands would be a really good idea. For example, like a happy birthday garland. And this garland set has like the whole alphabet, and you can hang them however you want depending on what event you have. I think that could be really cool. I don't know, it just got me thinking. It got my juices rolling when she said that, and I was like, yeah, I love it. So I think I'll look into it more. I feel like there's potential, you know? It looks so much better having a color change here. I like this a lot. You know, I'm wondering actually, with the news of Joann's going bankrupt, do I need to buy more of my temperature blanket yarn because it's all big twist? I'm not guaranteed the same lot number, but when it comes to like a mass-produced acrylic like this, I don't think it's like the end of the world if the lot numbers aren't the same. But also, like, I mean, if they liquidate by March and I'm out of yarn, that's kind of a problem, right? Next color change. I don't know, it might be a problem with the Joanne news. Maybe I should buy another skein of each color. I don't know, unless if somebody buys them, they won't exist anymore, so... My friends were hoping Michaels would buy them. I don't think Michaels would buy them. I am kind of curious what will happen to them. Will they be bought by somebody? Will they be forced to close down and liquidate stores? We don't know. It is still kind of bittersweet. I started this crochet hobby a lot more recently than others, and I didn't really grow up, making clothes or anything, and that's kind of what Joann's is known for. So I don't have as much attachment to Joann's per se, but my primary source of yarn has been Joann's, and I do really like the Joann's branded yarn. So that will be kind of sad. While I don't have as much emotional attachment to Joann's, I'm a little sad to see them go in the sense that I like the products that they sold. Hobby Lobby's yarn is like a close second, and Michael's yarn is like kind of okay. I've always found it a little bit overrated, but I know Joann's is US only, as is Hobby Lobby. So for example, Canadian crocheters or Canadian crafters kind of only shop at Michael's. We'll see what happens in the future, but I probably should stock up on some of my temperature blanket yarn before it's too late. Get at least one more skein for this. I used quite a bit of this cornflower blue on this temperature blanket so far. I'm at the point where I don't really want to do any more rows. It was exciting when I changed colors, but I mean, my next color change is, I need one more row until my next color change. I didn't completely catch up to my temperature blanket in this video, like at all. I have like 8 rows left to catch up to today, but honestly, I'm probably just gonna end the video here because I don't really have much to say, for lack of better words. I've gotten this far, I got a color change. It's looking nice. So yeah, with that, I will probably end my video here. This is definitely a short upload today. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and let me know down in the comments. Are you guys working on a temperature blanket? If so, what kind? I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!